Firstly, thank you, TEDxUEM Kolkata, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share my journey with many, many, many people across the world. Well, this is all about art, alignment with a purpose. For me, dance has been my lifetime. My lifeline, I would say. And I don't know when I have not danced. I didn't realize the power of dance and movement till I was mature enough to realize what it was doing to me. You know, when you dance, you can never be sad. If you feel down, just put on some music, and if you're conscious of somebody watching you, just shut all doors and windows and you just dance for yourself. You know, you don't have to be a dancer to dance. Not everybody has to be a performer. And that is what dance is all about. If I don't really believe in theories or structures. Dance, I feel, it actually liberates. It is a very, very liberating form of art because you are using your whole body, your soul, everything, everything. And unconsciously, you are conscious of yourself. And I always say that when you are happy, you always do good. When you feel good, you do good. You can never be unhappy when you dance. Now, for me, I've started from a very, very young age. I was just discussing that I completed 71 years of stage performance this year, this May. And I don't feel that I have danced for so long. And I don't feel that I have aged, although I have. Because dance keeps me alive. I wouldn't say dance keeps me young. Dance keeps me alive from within. And that's what I try to share with others. Yes, many of you may know, other than my students who learn from me, I, I realized the power of dance, rhythm, movement, and music when I started teaching the inmates of West Bengal correctional homes long back. Now it's 19 years from now. I did not go there to reform them. I did not have any idea as to what I was walking into. But today, I realize that if I hadn't walked in that day, many, many, many lives would not have been transformed. I didn't do anything. It was the power of rhythm, movement, music, and the love for your own self, your own body. When you love your body, you automatically love yourself. There's you don't have to be in a certain shape to love yourself. It's how you are. How you feel is what is important. When I first walked into the prison, I'm calling it prison because correctional home is a long word. I didn't realize what I was walking into. The girls wanted to learn dance. I went as a guest on the International Women's Day. The girls wanted to learn dance, and I agreed for the same reason, like others, that I was curious to know about their life within the walls. Not anybody can just walk into a jail and say, "Oh, I want to see what it's all about." No, so that this was an opportunity to know them, to know about their life. But I have never ever asked them till date why they're there. I'm nobody to judge. They have been judged if they have done something wrong. But do we need to punish them over and over again? And especially when you ask, you are kind of poking into the bruise that is already there. I never do. So I saw the boys when I was coming out, and I don't know why I felt that way. I felt sorry for their mothers. Something I keep repeating. No child is born a criminal or an offender. Every child is a fresh flower. No mother would ever imagine that that fresh flower would may someday land up in a prison. I instinctively wanted to teach the boys also, and the permission was granted. When I started with them, I knew how the boys would feel. Because you know what I do is in every situation, all I do is I put myself in that person's place and think how I would react to whatever the other person is saying or doing to me. And if I don't like it, I will not do it to somebody else. I will not say something that may hurt me to hurt somebody. I never do that. That is my worship. I'm not a very ritualistic religious person, but the only worship I practice is treating humans like one of myself. That's all I do. Now, when I started, they were reluctant, the boys. Obviously, suddenly a woman walks in and tells them to start dancing, and they are all supposed to be macho men and dancing with, being taught by a woman, especially. So I told them, I said, look, you are going to do dances which are similar to karate, kung fu. So they were a little relaxed. So I started with the martial dance. India has any kind of movement you think of, India can offer. It's the folk dances, the martial dances, classical dances, of course, the creative dances. We have such a variety that we can apply any of them to whoever it suits. So I started with martial dance and they started enjoying it. So I switched to folk dances of India, the dandiya and the bhangra. And they were loving it. As I keep saying, the rhythm they had lost in life was coming back into their body. I just channelized their unused energy, physical energy. Yes, they do play games there. They play football and cricket. But there is always an aggression and a competition. In dance, they work together for a purpose of telling the world they're not all bad. So when we first started moving out of the prison to perform, and I will very proudly say something, that nowhere in the world do prisoners go out of the prison. They perform and they come back. And not only within the city, they travel all over the country, not once, but many a times. And nobody has ever even dreamt of doing something that they shouldn't do, in spite of the fact they had every opportunity to do so. That's what dance and love, although it's called the dance therapy, I didn't go there to make them dancers. Not one of them can dance. Not even one. And nobody is going to be a dancer. Nobody has been. But what has happened to them is they have got their dignity back. They have got the respect back. And partly the love back which they had lost when they walked into the prison. They get standing ovation wherever they go. In fact, this is something I have to share, that last year they were invited by the Kolkata High Court when the Supreme Court judges had come for a conference, and the audience had just the Supreme Court judges and the High Court judges, and my boys performed. And they got a standing ovation from the judges. That is something that will remain with me and them forever, because the people who had judged them, naturally that's their job, and that is why they're there, are the ones who were appreciating them for the good that they had done. So this is transformation, not only of the people behind bars, but also us. The three things, today, whatever I am, dance is just a part of life. I've just danced through my life without expecting anything. But I've got more than I've ever expected because I had no expectation. But what dance has done to them is they have got back a lot that they had lost in life. And I don't call it the dance therapy. I call it the love therapy. Dance liberates. Love heals. So the connection or the relationship I have with all the prisoners, they call me Ma, a mother. And I have, so, it is also that togetherness, that we do things together, and I love them, and they know what is genuine and what is not. So, and I have got so much love from them. It has transformed me. It is not just their transformation, and everything happened through dance. I have not done anything. If they didn't want to change, nothing could have changed them. But every human being is good. Nobody is bad in this world. We just have to give everybody an opportunity to bring out the best in them. And the only, only thing I have is dance. When I went to America, there also, how much they enjoyed. The first thing they told me, because there's no dance there, so I suppose I was the first one to start that. And they said, they called me Mama Roy there. And they said, Mama Roy, we felt free from within. And one of the boys the other day told me that till yesterday I felt like an animal. Today I feel like a human being. I consoled him. I said, animals can be trusted a lot more than human beings, believe me. But the fact remains that he felt different, right? And also in Pondicherry. Dance has actually liberated many, all those who are confined not only in the prison, but confined within themselves. If you dance, you will always feel liberated. I have made the former Chief Air Marshal dance. I have made the former Commissioner of Police dance. The BSF Jawans, the BGB Jawans, they performed together. The police, everybody has danced. Not to my tune, but they just danced for themselves. And each time they said that it feels so good. I wish we could do this all the time. I said, you come to me, you can always do it all the time. But they haven't returned. Anyway, the only thing I can say is that art has a healing power. Painting, music, everything heals. Those are very personal things, like painting is a very subjective thing. But when you dance, you have the vibration of everybody around you. And dance, I call, is painting and poetry in motion. So whatever, and we need the support of the music and the rhythm that is there. But everything put together can create magic. I do hope that the whole world, in all the prisons of the world, we practice this liberating art so that many souls are enriched, many souls are healed, and many feel that they belong. This whole idea of belonging is what people crave for. Nobody wants to be isolated. Nobody wants to feel that they don't belong and they are rejected by the society. Yes, if you've done something wrong, you will be punished. That is inevitable. But if you've done something good, you need to be appreciated as well. And that's what has happened. And I always, with my folded hands, I request and reach out to everybody. Give my boys and girls a fair second chance, maybe not third. If you don't respect the second chance, you don't deserve a third chance. But I think every human being we have wronged. But the three things that I have learned from them, which of course I realized, I would rather say, that I have learned to love unconditionally. I mean, you may not love me, but if I love you without expecting anything in return. I don't judge anybody anymore. I don't even judge a dance program, a dance competition, I would rather say. I don't judge anything. I've stopped. Who's going to judge me? Am I perfect? So I don't judge anybody. And the third most vital thing that I have learned from them, received from them, I would say, is to be able to forgive. I can forgive anybody for anything. I may not forget, but I can forgive anybody for anything today. And where did I learn this? In a prison through dance. Thank you so much.